The human being was made to question his reality. Here is provided a forum that evades and rejects the mainstream media, where ideas and topics of interest outside of the norm are free to flourish and grow in the strangeness and with objectivity that is their right. Join us now for a discussion from somewhere between the real and the imagined, between outer and inner space, where things just odd enough to be the truth have a place to live, breathe, and make their home. Recorded live from the jagged edge of reality, this is JAG Radio.
You better believe it is. No intro, because I don't care anymore. Well, but we're here on the Super Audio Network. This is JAG Radio, here with special guest Jimmy, the alien expert, returns. What's going on, man?
What's happening, man?
Glad for being back. What's going on, everybody?
What's going on? Hey.
I feel
Jimmy,
great.
I really like
George
that hat.
Antonio doesn't have any headphones on
What's
because
going
he's a
on?
consummate professional. He has
No headphones to put on. There we go. I go like this. Where, dude?
Where are the headphones, dude?
that was pretty good.
Oh damn, we're locked and loaded, people.
Oh,
check,
wait,
check.
what's going
How
on?
does your wife
Can you hear me
not
now?
kill you in
Am
your
I
sleep? Jimmy,
There
you're
we
on.
go.
You're on. You're
Yeah.
fine. Everybody stop. Mic checks already happened.
Mike Jerk.
I'm not sure if you're like an evil genius, George, or utterly and completely incompetent. Because I love the
A little
idea.
of both, man. A little both.
I love the idea of just walking in here a minute before the show starts and then just like, hey man, it's gonna be fun.
Fucking Gandalf.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Gandalf, is that you? So what's
Well,
up, guys? I
George.
miss you guys, man. I usually carry little lockets for your hair just to remind me of you guys.
You
what
smell
happened?
Smells them.
You lost my locket, you son of a bitch.
I didn't, brother.
But he has your underwear.
I keep it
so.
safe.
Oh, hell
Safe,
yeah.
tucked away.
Jeez.
As long as you have my underwear, it's cool.
Tucked like his penis.
That was kind of funny. That was the one funny thing Dre said since the beginning of the show.
The show just started.
No, just
On
5
to-
seconds, man.
I mean
There's
the
plenty of them.
series since we came in here for the first time, and Jay was outside and he stomped on that puddle
Oh, yeah.
for no reason because he was a man on a mission.
Yeah.
God, remember how serious you were back then?
I was.
What happened to that guy?
I don't know.
What happened to now I got this weird blundering moron before me
Oh, wow.
every time I walk in here.
Hey, be nice to that.
And
boy.
the
Come on.
asshole
That
comes
guy,
out.
that
Look
guy
at him.
was serious, man. He was so you were so intent on getting into this studio. You just you were walking and then you just stomped on this puddle and didn't give a fuck.
Yeah,
And
he had to
you-
show it who's
I got
boss.
a show to do.
He was-
motherfucker.
Fucking
was-
fuck a puddle.
It was like he was ankle
Fuck a
deep
puddle, bro.
in
Hell
dirt.
yeah, fuck a puddle.
Fuck a
puddle,
puddle.
Fuck a
bro.
pedal.
Yeah, fuck
Yeah.
a puddle.
Damn.
Fuck a puddle.
He
Fuck a
was
puddle.
ankle deep in dirty water and did not care. Just
But
did
knee
it.
deep in
rolled
pussy.
right.
Fuck yeah.
Well, that's always a thing for me, man. What's going on?
No,
What's up?
that is a thing for you, and I hear that you're not you're taking unnecessary risk at the moment.
Oh, wow.
From what I understand, yeah.
Oh, well,
To dovetail off the conversation Lamelli and I had last week, and listen, I put myself out there as having fucked up and done that in the past with women. So what's going on? Why are you
Exposing your
listen,
emotions?
No, I'm trying. I'm doing this in order that you not destroy your life. And that's part of the reason why I talked about it last week and made myself out to look like a bitch, was because I'm trying to tell guys, don't hit it raw, for God's sake. It will ruin your life. You're playing with something very, very serious. No woman is worth that, I'm telling you right fucking now. So all that being said,
so you never had the feeling of going raw dog on anybody?
no, are you kidding me? Did you not listen to last week's show?
Just dudes.
No, that was the
overreaction.
dude.
Can't get pregnant, bro.
This
Dudes
is
can't
right.
get
I like the logic. That's solid rationale. No, are you kidding? I wish I was gay. Oh my god. Oh, it'd be so much fun.
You know what? I mean, fuck, dude. It just feels better,
No,
man.
no,
It
I
does.
look. I know. No, but listen.
That's going raw dog is definitely something that I enjoy.
Dude, you can't go wrong with biology, man. Biology has that shit fucking integrated.
Hey, hold on. I never asked you this. Alex, you've had sex, right?
okay.
At least
Nope.
one.
Oh, okay.
Maybe we should ask.
And with a human.
Not with a girl.
There's certain.
Because, I mean, it feels great without a condom. I'm saying. It feels amazing.
Yeah, it
guys-
does.
no, listen,
Amazing.
It
That's
does.
amazing.
It
That's
feels Awesome.
That's
Like 2 seconds, amazing. I've done that.
no.
Damn.
Listen,
That long?
2 seconds.
That's stamina, bro.
I've done it. Like, and you're just like the whole time you're just like,
Yeah.
oh, I don't know what to do now. I'm
Tell me
done.
more.
I've been done.
It's just taffy now.
Oh shit! Play it off. Play it off.
Jesus
It
Christ.
feels real good.
No, listen, that's why I'm doing this PSA, because I guess no one fucking listened to last week's show where I was very open about the fact that I ran the gauntlet very mistakenly many a time. And man, it's but the older I get, the more I think about the risks involved. These being another human being, these being the HIV, these being any number of STDs. It's so not worth it. You don't want to have a kid. It will ruin your fucking life.
Okay.
Life is hard enough as it is.
Okay, let me put you in a scenario.
Without
then.
the added weight.
Let me put you in a scenario.
Go
then.
ahead.
Okay, so who's an actress that you would love to bang?
Anybody, give me one. Get
all of
get
them.
on your,
Okay, say
make
it's
your point.
it's your favorite actress, right?
Right, yeah.
And none of you don't have money to
Ivanka Trump.
you don't have money to go buy a condom, and for some reason, she's an actress, so she has money, but she doesn't have her purse, and she wants to do it now.
This is
Right
This
now.
is complicated.
This
all
is
right?
You wouldn't
Yeah,
do
what's
it?
going
You
on?
wouldn't do it?
This is
You wouldn't hit
so
it.
not related to life. This is so not related.
I'm
But,
putting
okay.
you in a scenario.
No,
would you do it or
that
no?
that
It's a
scenario
hypothetical.
doesn't apply to the
Would you-
100% of our
it's
listeners.
a yes
no,
or no.
fuck no, no, fuck no. You know why? Because
Damn.
Look, even the
You
the
know
fucking
why?
mic was like,
The mic's
"Fuck,
like,
this guy's
okay,
full of
okay.
shit."
I'm relax. You're
This
scaring
guy's
me.
so
no,
full of shit.
No, I would. No, actually, okay. Maybe I would under those conditions. But my point is that's not what life is. In real life, you're having
Obviously
sex
not.
with some fat girl you met at the club because you're supposed to be into that, and you're horny as hell, and you're going in raw because, well, I feels good.
Yeah.
Look, do whatever you want. I'm just
Right.
saying you're running a huge risk with your fucking life.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
all I'm fucking saying, for God's sake. Listen to
is.
me. Everybody out there, listen to me. Wear condoms are not that expensive, for God's sake.
Drink some cold water.
Don't ruin your life.
It's okay.
Just chill, bro.
People
I-
are just gonna do
I
what
care
they
about
do,
our
man.
fucking
The mic
listeners.
is scared.
Hey, do you ever use Dentadam? That Dentadam when you're eating a girl, they're supposed to put that saran
Oh
wrap over.
yeah.
Saran wrap.
Oh, fuck.
Dental dam.
Nobody?
No, I don't think anyone.
I
No,
don't
Dude,
listen.
if people can't carry a condom in their back pocket,
I
you're
go-
not carrying a
Oh, and
dental
by
dam.
the way,
yeah, exactly.
One of these.
I'll go raw.
It's this big old thing.
Raw tongue.
Remember Booty Call? Jimmy Fox in Booty Call? All right, anyways, moving on.
Oh yeah, he gets stuck in that.
Yeah,
shit.
you get to. All right.
You mean one of these?
Nah, but yeah, I
Great
mean,
reference. Only 2 of our listeners.
I mean,
get.
if you're going raw dog, then you're gonna go raw tongue too. I mean,
Yeah, raw
no,
tongue.
No,
I-
nobody's gonna fucking.
As much as
get
I
it
hate
done.
it, yeah, I don't think anyone wears protection going oral. Oh God, I wish there was a better way.
Now, if I'm gonna go in the butthole, I might put some Dentadam down there. But if I'm just gonna go in the one hole, I'm
You know
good.
what?
No way. I'm
Only
going.
straight out
I'm
of the
going in the
shower.
booty raw. If we're talking the ass, that's different.
Oh,
There, I'm an advocate.
we figured it out.
No pregnancy.
watch
Hey,
out,
no pregnancies
Jason.
there.
Shit.
No, listen. It's yeah. No, God. I actually once had a girl. She refused to go near me with the oral
Who can
stuff
blame her?
wearing a condom.
Really?
It was weird. I was like, you do know this is like 100% safer, but she was just like, I'm not putting that in my mouth. I'm like, okay, well, have it your way, shit. Not that I care.
Hey,
But
man.
no, but all that being said, listen, everybody, temptation is a motherfucker. It's
It
not
is.
worth the rest of your life. It's not. Especially the listeners of ours who are around our age. If you're George's age, do whatever you want. If you're 40,
Go for it,
Yeah. but let's touch on that. That's actually interesting because you're
Let's touch
talking
you, buddy.
you're talking impulse, right? And then you talk
Right.
no, once
being
is impulse.
being conscious of it.
Once
right?
is impulse.
So-
You do that shit on a regular basis, you are now making a shitty life choice.
This is like equivalent to going. You're fucking hungry. You go to get a Big Mac. Probably not the best fucking food choice in the world, right? But you're going raw dog and a fucking Big Mac.
Back.
Oh,
Oh, hey, what's up?
with my pants around my fucking ankles. What's up, everybody? Let me get connected here. Oh, there we go. Clear
So
as
we seem to
crystal.
be having some technical difficulties.
Yeah, quite a lot, but we're
George's
gonna see,
face is giving us technical difficulties.
George.
We're gonna see
You
if
mean
we
the face
can't.
of goodgeeks.com.
Goodgigs.com.
We're gonna see if we can't power through
Okay.
and get through a show here.
Yes.
Jay wanted to talk about climate change or what the hell, so let's get started.
What the
Such
hell?
enthusiasm.
Fucking nerd.
Well,
Fucking geek.
nah, what the fuck is going on with the world today? Look, think about the hurricanes that are going on. What happened in Texas?
I blame stupid people having children.
Well, all right. Well, so then people are the cause, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Cow
That's
fart.
exactly
point.
the opposite of what what Republicans think. I personally think that the world is just being the world, and the climate's going to change no matter what.
So your question is, what's going on
Right now.
Why are we having so many? Why all the like cataclysmic weather-related stuff
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
moment, right? No, listen, I hear you, man. It's been bad. I mean, we've got what 3 hurricanes, or we had 3 hurricanes going at one time.
Huge hurricanes.
Irma,
Yeah.
Jose, and Katia. Was
Henry.
it?
Henry?
Henry? I
Yeah.
don't know. There were 3 enormous hurricanes. Oh, Jesus! Houston was devastated.
Right.
Florida's feeling it now.
Right.
Yep.
And didn't Mexico get hit? Southern Mexico
They,
got
they
hit with
got
like,
hit with an earthquake,
Yeah.
a huge
Yeah.
earthquake.
And
where
a hurricane.
How many? Does anybody know how many people were dead in that earthquake?
No.
Like
Last I heard, it was like 80 something.
really?
I believe, if I'm not
See, because
mistaken.
the last time I heard it was like still in like the 30s, dude, and I thought that was fucking crazy, dude. Like,
It's big.
That's
Man.
Wow.
insane.
and
But it's not more than the cartel.
oh yeah, that's true.
Oh.
We're so dead now.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dre.
Thanks for
Ray.
chiming in with that wonderful bit of
welcome.
information. Certainly propelled this conversation.
Thought about how can
today
I
on
be funny?
Jack-
How can I be funny and endanger everybody's life?
Yeah. Well, it wasn't more than Hiroshima, so it's
Oh,
fine.
well.
Not more than the atomic bombs. Yeah, I don't. You know, it's weird. If I was superstitious or religious, as a side note, by the way, anybody who wants to hear the end of our raw doggy discussion, we may pick that up one day.
We
You
may
never
pick
know. But for
Bookmark.
now, we gotta get through this show before this place explodes. So, you know, if I was of a religious turn of mind, I would think, hey, this is the end times, because that's what it seems like, right? We're getting hit left and right with shit.
We are.
George has some thoughts.
George.
Absolutely, guys. Absolutely. Here I am, coming in, ringing in.
How
You guys
are
can't
good
see him,
dudes?
but he's
Yeah, I'm here. I'm in the back.
He's
I'm
in the back.
This is his penalty
it's
for
funny-
coming in late.
You know, all right? Say it is something religious happening, right? Say some sort of end of the of times. Do you think people are gonna fucking change their lives as of this?
Some will.
It's gonna get worse.
Some will.
Change
Some will
their
change their
lives.
lives.
Like you know, obviously, do you think those people start repenting their ways, start adjusting themselves? What will
yeah.
it literally take as far as natural occurrences for people to actually stand up and,
Will they
and
be
pay attention?
Will they be better people? Just
Yeah.
because is
Will
that
they start hitting all the churches all of a sudden?
well, is that what the point of in other words, I don't know about the Bible or any of that, but does it say that if you want to stop the world from getting destroyed, you got to mend your ways? It would say something like that, right?
Right.
You have
Well,
to change the way you're living your life, and then God will have mercy and stop destroying you.
No, I think it's more like prepare, because you're gonna die no matter what, and you have to repent your ways to get into heaven. That's what I think they're thinking. Why am I so fucking loud? Jesus Christ!
George, what was your what are you
Basically,
asking?
look, check it out, guys. Like, say, what will it take literally as a natural occurrence across the globe,
Oh,
right?
for people to
people that
change?
start
Oh.
thinking, even taking notice in their own lives, or possibly, you know, syncing or linking occurrences to biblical or whatever their philosophies are.
I would argue people start acting right once their basic survival is endangered.
Right?
I mean, depending on the people.
So
It-
Yeah.
people at Point Zero in Houston, right? When they started seeing the floods come in, do you think they started seeing?
Well, that's my
religion?
point.
Yeah.
Is it depends where you are. Look, Houston, they're looking at closed circuit TV and to make sure see who's been looting the Big Five and picking up wraps and jerky and supplies and shit. And then the guys, a bunch of guys. Probably Jewish or Asian, broke into a Foot Locker, and they couldn't have been black. There's no way. Broke into a Foot Locker and stole a bunch of shoes
Right.
in the middle of the madness.
Right.
Right now, compare that to what happened in Japan when they had their nuclear disaster that power plant blew up on
Fukushima.
in March of 2011, Fukushima. Yes.
Fuji.
And there was zero looting. There was none. There was absolutely zero. And, you know, because those people culturally have different values.
Sure.
Right.
So how are people going to behave and who's going to change their behavior? I say a lot of the time you put stress on someone, what you get is the real them.
Right.
You don't. It doesn't necessarily change you. It exposes who you are. And you know, to what you always want to say, George. So money does the same thing. I believe someone gets an influx of a ton of money or suddenly becomes rich, and now what you're seeing is them being them because now they have the resources to be more of themselves.
Their primal instinct comes out, right? Survival.
Well, yes and no, because I would argue the Japanese had every bit of as much of an urge to survive as the people in Houston. They're just handling it differently.
Yeah.
But do you think it was not? We just didn't see the reports that.
You mean in Japan,
looting?
like
Of
people, they
people
didn't just videotape
Just
people
fucking
looting
other people up,
Yeah.
looting and whatnot.
or
I-
sex in the streets?
I mean, it's possible,
beers,
but I know people who have been to Japan, and what they tell me is it makes total sense that would be the case.
Right.
Because their culture places a lot of emphasis on whether or not the people around you, your like your conduct, your saving face. In other words, if anybody in Japan saw you looting a Foot Locker, you never live it down. They would
Right.
shame you till the day you
And
die.
generally-
and
your
then it
entire
goes down.
family.
Yeah,
Mhm.
your
That's
family.
right. Your
You
dad.
bring dishonor to family.
Bring these on. Your dad would pull a dagger out of his kimono
Right.
wherever he was and just immediately fall
He
on
just
it.
gives it to you. Like,
Yeah.
you know what to do.
He'd go out. He'd go out.
Like, no, Dad. No, I don't know what to do. Can you explain to me? Because this is
Dude,
one
that's
time.
such a stereotype, man. A fucking, you know, katana in the
Well,
fucking
he'd go
back
out and
pocket.
he'd go out to the rock garden
No,
and
Dad.
take the samurai sword off the stand and bring it into the house.
He's like,
It-
Johnny
Hey,
Sacco,
you never
you
know,
know what
man.
to do.
that's right.
I don't have any idea, Dad.
Yeah.
Show me. Show me.
That's a nice sword, Dad. I'm gonna go play Xbox.
My son is also an idiot. Has no idea what I'm
Ah,
talking
so
You know,
about.
stupid.
since you guys are talking about looting, back in the what was it, the 80s with the Rodney King, right? When he got,
the
you know,
90s?
the
90s.
riots,
92.
right? Was it the 90s or 80s?
90,
Was it-
90s.
Something like that. All right.
92.
You know, there was major, you know, obviously it started out with a protest, right? And then automatically went chaotic and people started looting all the stores.
Right.
Now, obviously the original onset intention was to protest, you know, an injustice, right? But how did it fucking go chaotic and insanity?
I think the people who were looting wanted to loot from the beginning.
Right. That
And
had-
were waiting for an opening.
using it as an excuse, right?
1,000%. And the funny thing, it's always the same fucking excuse. It's always like, well, I have to feed my kids. Really? With a flat screen? I mean, not in 1996, obviously, but you know,
you can sell that shit.
right? Or well, yeah, that's true. You know, or well, when you're not stealing car stereos.
You're not serious.
And how else were we
in
supposed?
1995.
And how else were we supposed to get Sublime?
That's right. No, it's those people. Like I said, it really just exposes who you are.
Right.
It really you're already that.
And what about the phenomena of fucking pack mentality, right? So Joe Blow sees somebody down the street looting, busting a window open, grabbing a car stereo, right?
Right.
So that gives it permission
Shit,
for them to
he's
do that,
doing
right?
it. I'm gonna
So
do
then
it
it
too.
just obviously compounds, and then you have entire groups of people just going chaotic, right?
Yeah. Well, one guy.
sheep.
It's really one guy had to cross the minefield.
Right.
And then it's just we're clear.
Okay, let's fucking do it.
Yeah. Let's go. You know.
They're not
All
gonna
right.
bust me.
Okay, so with that same mentality,
Into the mic, Jimmy.
Do you guys remember? I don't know how long it was. I want to say like maybe a year or two ago. There's footage came out of a white neighborhood, or not a neighborhood, but a strip of commercial areas being broken into, being fucking crazy because I believe it was a hockey game that incited essentially
wow.
a riot. But the media covered it as rambunctious teenagers.
Okay.
Oh.
So, but when protesters
And were they like
you know-
47?
No,
Just a bunch of guys in
There's
jerseys,
bunches-
Red Wings jerseys.
Teenagers.
and bros just like knocking over stuff,
Right.
breaking windows and
Yeah.
stuff. But yeah, no, I just think
Red
it's,
Wings, bro.
It's Red Wings. I just think it's the way the media portrays it, And
no, well,
and the difference between survival and crime.
You know what? What do you think about when we had shootings? Like when there's a shooting happening, do you think the media coverage compounds that and gives it almost like that riot type of acceptance? Like, in other words, people that are off trigger already, they're already on the fence leaning towards like insanity.
Yeah.
Do you think they like that? They want to buy into that concept? If that guy did it, went insane, that gives me an excuse now to do that? Because you normally see that type of expansion when there's media coverage and it's blown out of proportion.
Like car chases.
Yeah, like car chases. For a while, there was a bunch of car chases happening.
Jimmy, if you talk into your mic, George can hear you on his head. You don't have to look at him to talk to him.
I like looking into his eyes. Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
Jesus Christ.
So what part does the media play in having that shit expand across the nation? Because, when someone sees someone break open a window and take something, and that somehow catches on, right, in a very close area, right? But when something happens from across the country, say in Florida, when that Middle Eastern dude just took out that whole gay club, there was other events that happened right after that, right? So what do you guys think about that? What part does the media pay attention to this, man? They have to pay attention. Something has to happen.
From the media standpoint, it's really like any TV show. We need to sell ad space. We need ratings. We want to make money.
Right.
So it's not, again, going back to Fukushima, after a while, there was essentially zero coverage. Why? Because what would that look like? Just guys in radiation suits going into a building.
Right.
Maybe a shot of the ocean where maybe there's tons and tons of nuclear waste. That's boring.
Yeah, they need action.
That's
they
right.
Need now.
Why would we show that? No one's going to watch. It's going to be like, oh, more of this shit. I'm going to switch it over to Maury or whatever the hell. and it's, that now we miss out on advertising revenue.
Right.
But I think part of what you're saying is why is it more significant when it's local?
No, what event or what influence do you think the media covering something like that would have to someone that's already on the edge?
Well, obviously, if you are on the edge, look, these people are nuts, right? So who the fuck knows what's going through their heads? But some of it is like, hey, man, I've been playing with the idea of shooting up my high school for a while. These guys did it. They're maybe only like 30 miles away. They pulled it off, and they died. To them, maybe it's a hero's death. Inspiration, I guess, is my point.
I'm gonna go out shooting.
That's right. Yeah. How dare you make that accent? They never do that.
Air guns.
If that guy got away with it, why can't I get away with it?
Right.
Or hey, that guy died a hero. Everybody knows who he is. It's any number of. You'd really have to. We have to get into like their mental illness because these people are nuttier than bad shit.
They are
obviously,
crazy, dude.
Yeah, that's crazy shit because obviously, it's all ratings, right? They sell ad space for shit that's exciting for people, right? So covering murders, you never see somebody like, doing something good occasionally. I don't know, it's probably not on there, but you're right. It doesn't get covered. So, do you think the media pollutes the fucking country, man?
No. Well, in a way, yes, for the feeble-minded. If you can choose not to watch that crap, you can choose not to buy into it. But there's something, I think what it is the mechanism at work is there's something about, we like people, I don't know if it's people or Americans or what, but we like watching shit go to hell. Like we like watching train crashes. For a while, Tony Robbins had a show on Fox. It was all inspirational, and it was all the power of positive thinking, and it's like anything you can
and
do.
And he says it just like that.
You can believe.
We are so sued.
Yeah, all you have to do. That's right.
I'm a boy.
That's all right. He does. Now right. He does need money. You can do anything you set your mind to. That shit ran for like 2 episodes and then got canceled.
Right.
Because nobody cares. When you broadcast so positive whatever, it's I get that the intention is good, but no one's gonna watch it. That crap's boring to people.
Right.
But the Jerry Springer show, I believe, might still be on the air.
Right.
So it's a hell of a lot more entertaining to watch people act like shit. And look, even to that point, even the great works of art of many nations, every single one of Shakespeare's plays was insane people doing insane shit.
Right.
Othello killed his wife because his buddy said she was screwing around on him. That's the basis of Othello.
Yeah.
But Shakespeare wrote plays where everybody died. I mean, it's really just people acting dumb as hell and doing horrible things. And so for some reason, we eat that shit up.
Well, you know, it kind of spins from Caesar's Colosseum, what everybody was consumed by wild lion. I mean,
fighting
lions, fighting lions or
Yeah.
gladiators and shit like that.
By the way, any fans of the JAG show, George and I had a 40-minute discussion on just that, called "Fed to the Lions." Check the archives.
Oh wow.
Did some
nice,
whoring.
nice. But you know, we've never evolved, huh? We've kind of not evolved from that. Because
we like chaos.
No, here's the thing. I believe, ultimately, no, but we are getting better.
Right.
Because we don't actually feed people to the line. Are you kidding? I tried to do that. The ACLU would be up my ass before I could
PETA
believe
would
it.
be hitting you, man.
Right. Everybody.
What the fuck? Human meat? That's fucking toxic.
Right.
What the fuck are you doing?
People, those poor lions. You can't feed them toxic human meat.
How dare you hurt their teeth on human bone?
You animal.
You son of a bitch.
You make me sick. They'd be concerned about the animals. That's. We have come that far, at least,
Right.
in that we're no longer feeding people to the lions, and then there would be at least one guy in a pink polo shirt complaining about the way you treat the lions. And it's a step in the right direction. As much shit as I talk, it's a step. You know, as a whole, I'd rather live in a society that doesn't feed people to the lions for stealing bread.
Nah, but we blow them up and we videotape them.
Well, those are Arabs. They don't count.
Here's a really
we do
hands in
the
their heads,
same
dude.
thing. We did the same thing. It's just that it went from going to the Coliseum to streaming it on my phone. Look at my gore vid.
No, that's actually a really excellent point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Do
just
you
easier
guys
now.
think? Do you guys think networks have they ever considered like filming an execution? Do you guys ever think? I mean, that would
I
probably
don't-
get crazy ratings, man. I hate to say it, but it's
Nah.
morbid enough to
The FCC wouldn't allow it at all, ever.
Or the state to
pay per view.
to make money pay per view.
I don't know.
Wow.
I bet you people would do that
But
shit 'cause
online, it's free to do.
The
There
Super
you
Audio
go.
Death Channel.
There-
Well, there was Faces of Death.
Oh my
No, yeah,
God!
remember
Yes,
Face-
I remember
There's another.
that.
There's another show, or it was a magazine actually in Spanish. It was called Alarma, and it was pretty much Faces of Death.
In magazine form?
Yeah, magazine form, people getting shot in the head, and the picture that they took was like
They don't have the
half
money for
their
the video
brain
down
gone.
there.
Oh, it wasn't blurred, right? It was
It's
just
all
like raw
illustrated.
image.
Raw
Illustrated.
image, yeah.
It's all
It
illustrated.
was fucking crazy, dude. Alarma.
Yeah. Wow.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Shout
no,
out.
it's certainly that stuff is still in us.
Yeah.
But I think the point of culture, and the elements of what we call human culture is to quell the animal side of us. Because I think we still have, we're still essentially animals, right? Things don't evolve that fast. But human beings created culture in order to keep those impulses in check. Because the more we learn about doing horrible things, the more you start to think, well, hey, maybe it's not just about me. Maybe this rape victim has feelings, and maybe you shouldn't do that because it affects a person not just in the moment, but for the rest of their lives. So I think that's what a lot of that is. And I think maybe doing it painfully slowly, but it seems to me that we are, at least as a society, moving in that direction as a species. And look, some parts of the world faster than others.
Right.
To Jimmy's point, yes, the Middle East is a shithole, and it will be for a long time.
I did not say that.
Jimmy's so dead.
I agree with your assertion, Jimmy. You're
Air
right.
quotes. Yeah.
No, but that part of the world is a disaster. Parts of Africa are a fucking disaster. But America, Western Europe, we're doing a lot better. We don't have drug organizations cutting off
do you
people's
guys
heads.
think the subduing of society?
Well, hold on.
Yeah.
I'm just.
Oh.
It's Jay. You sound doubtful.
I didn't say anything.
No, you went,
it was Jimmy.
Oh, I did. I
Jimmy.
sounded
was
No,
Jimmy.
doubtful.
well, I would argue that I live in a better society because I don't live in a society where a woman
It's
has to
just
cover
hidden.
herself up completely and then get stoned to death if she looks at a guy the right way.
Would you guys argue that societies, quote unquote shitholes, are they more emotional than the more cerebral, like Western societies, and maybe therefore
Yes.
they're more civilized?
And the emotion is generally anger. It's unbridled anger. Right? I think. I get what you're saying, and I sort of agree. Although for me, and this is interesting, this is weird about my brain, I look at the world map and I see certain regions in colors. And certain regions are red, like Afghanistan, and certain regions are blue, like the United States. The blue places are the places you want to live and raise a family. The red places are the places where you might get your head cut off just for being an American,
right?
Or what have you.
You know, going off about our fond friend, our fond Palestinian friend. He's a very emotional guy.
For the people who Mo, we're talking about Mo. He was here. He was here once. He did a spot on the Jag show. In regard to grit, Mo's got a lot of grit. But your point is he's a very emotional. He's a
very emotional guy. He gets easily set off, and it just becomes this overwhelming force. You know, he's a thin little guy, man. But when someone triggers him, just the most subtle way, the Palestinian comes out, man.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't say that.
No. I am serious, man. No. And I can only imagine.
What are you insinuating, George?
No. This guy, you know.
See, it's funny. Everyone thinks I'm racist, but I swear George says the most fucked up shit. You know, it's so much worse.
I love the guy.
You're both racist.
No.
I love the guy.
I'm not as bad as George.
I love the guy. And it's funny, but imagine being surrounded in I mean, I don't know if he's a sample of the rest of the world, or the country, but imagine a bunch of Mo's, man, just being set off.
Momos.
How can you not have this eternal war going on for thousands of years for territory? With that type of factor, I mean that.
No, I think you're onto something, or something like what's going on over there.
Yeah,
it's this sort of, and I know what you're talking about. I think the other day Mo works for the Good Geeks, George and Trinity Lamelli's
awesome guy, by the way.
I'm gonna talk all this shit, but he's a good guy. Good guy.
I wasn't talking shit.
A nation full of you would suck balls, but you're all right by me. You're cool in my book. No, I love that about George. George would just go off on somebody and then just be like, "Oh crap, I said a mean thing." He's the best guy, by the way. Just letting you guys know.
I mean, I love the guy.
Awesome guy. Totally cool guy. Didn't mean any of that. No, I know what you're talking about. I was at Good Geeks headquarters once when somebody gave him an order that he didn't like, man, and he went up to this random like metal, I guess, column or support beam, and just with his good arm just started beating the shit out of it.
Yeah.
Like with his fist.
Really?
Just started fucking it up. And I remember just being like, wow, look at that guy go, man. He wasn't being a bitch about it. He was hitting that thing like a punching bag. Like, blah. You could hear like the smack of the metal.
Did he fuck up his hand?
I don't know. I don't think he cared.
Oh, wow.
It's something else. Yeah. No, but to your point, I mean, they're a passionate bunch.
Passionate. That's the word.
And maybe that has.
There it is.
Go.
That's the word.
We've identified
passionate.
They're men of intense passion. It's
right on the nose.
Yeah.
Feelings.
Well, here, let's just point.
I have all these feelings.
Well, in South America, it's through an act of passion. It's okay to kill your wife. What country is that in South America?
No, that's Italy.
Is it Italy?
Yeah,
Italy.
I think
in South America too, man.
It's parts of Italy where you can, if you catch your wife in
cheating?
bed with another man and you kill him, it's
kill her
or someone dies.
Yeah.
It's you. The penalty is mitigated because it's a crime of passion.
Really?
And the jury
That's how
kind
they
of.
hear.
The
That
jury
works.
understands.
That works here too.
My favorite example
Depends,
of
though.
that working here is I know that there have been people. Thank you, Dre. There have been people who have caught, say, someone molesting one of their kids and killed them. And the jury was like, "You got to walk. You're good."
Right?
Yeah, there was a story about
Which
that.
I
like,
agree
Yeah.
with. Yeah.
Hey.
Like that
pass.
a friend of the family was
Okay with me.
molesting this guy's 12-year-old son, and he walked in on that dude doing what he was doing to his son, and he beat the shit out of him. And who wouldn't? Like, I mean,
Yeah.
what the fuck are you doing with my son?
Oh my God.
Like, yeah, that pissed me
bad
off too.
times,
But
man.
yeah, I totally feel for that guy. I understand why he did it. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. No, and here's the thing.
What
Anybody
if that
out
kid was asking for it?
Doesn't matter. Dad, stop it! Stop it, Dad!
Drake, quit your mic, please.
Stop it!
All right, we need to. I need to cleanse my palate after that. Can we get on some alien talk?
Or some
Alien.
alien.
Let's do something
shit.
fun, for God's sake. Let's do something fun. Dre, can you cue George? You had some more to say about your alien discussion, or we can do Jay or Nay.
Let's do Jay or Nay, dude. I'm excited.
I'm
I like
right.
whatever it brings up.
Let's make some happiness into this room.
All
for
right,
God's
so
Yay.
there's this guy that he streams his videos of himself playing video games. He's pretty famous in the video game world, and in this scene, he's apartment.
You know what
sitting.
Jay or Nay needs? Your own theme song.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, because it seemed like kind of an abrupt transit. We need to get you some music. All right, go ahead.
Everybody, it's not so gay. Let's start off with Jay or Nay. So, this guy, he's apartment sitting for one of his buddies, and he decided to stream himself playing a video game, and shit starts to go off in the background. So, let me see what you guys think. Jay or Nay?
Mm-hmm.
Yay! But yeah, that was a tragic story of my
So as you can see,
bringing
the
down
door.
of my dearest Lydia.
Oh my
And you see his reaction. It's like, what the fuck? And then there are people that are commenting, and then that light keeps going on and off.
Oh yeah, top right. They're telling him like, "Hey, look at your hallway, bro."
And it's crazy because this
She's
dude's
spooky,
like,
bro.
he's fucking freaking out, and then at first, and then this shit keeps happening, and then eventually it gets to the point where
You're
like,
gonna die, bitch.
fuck, not again. God damn it. You're gonna die, bitch. You're gonna die. So he turns off the light. Yeah.
Okay.
Turns off the light. He's trying to investigate, see what the fuck is going on. And then the light goes back on.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, as soon as you said that, the light came on in
The
here.
light, you just turned it off and it went back on.
There's someone hiding back there. There's gotta be.
I don't know, man. His reactions are pretty fucking. And look, the door, it opens again. There could be somebody there. There could be.
Yeah.
But his reactions are kind of pretty natural. I don't
Genuine.
know.
It's the guy he had on that couch last night. Stuck around.
It's like, come
But
into the dark room,
Come into
please.
the dark. Yeah, so this keeps happening over and over again. His reactions are priceless, though.
Yeah.
That's what I started laughing.
So we know he seems to believe truly that he's by himself.
I'm thinking he does. He said that he was apartment sitting.
Yo, what's up, Chillzone?
Hey, dude.
And he's
What's
talking
up,
to people
Puppy Cat?
that are watching him live.
Hi.
What's happening in your freaking house?
I don't know what's happening, but I'm
Fucking incredible.
Those are other people that he's talking with.
my fucking apartment.
I'm a little
You
bit.
gotta highlight this shit.
This is not my fucking apartment, bro.
God,
The
that
door
kid-
just...
so
What
gay.
the fuck?
I'm like on the low key watching the door right now.
Same.
Like I'm watching.
It's not like we needed. Guys, it's not like we needed any sleeping.
Fuck this.
The picture frame
It's
just
like,
fell off by itself.
videotape is
Said
over.
late.
Oh, that is so cool. Okay, so he's back in
So
his game.
yeah, you
All
get the idea.
All right, so it's more.
This
of the same.
keeps
I like
happening.
how we're back to playing Skyrim. Like, alright.
I'm not gonna fucking.
Nah,
like-
put this to him.
I'm
Yeah,
fucking,
you can cut it.
know.
You
we
can
get
cut
it.
it.
We get it.
So yeah, so this keeps happening, and like I said, eventually it gets to a point where he's already sick and tired. Like you could tell on his face, he's like, "Man, fuck this shit. I'm not gonna pay attention to it anymore." But it just kept happening. The doors kept fucking opening and closing. The light kept turning on and off, and more shit started moving around.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know. I thought it was kind of crazy. There definitely could be somebody there. He seems legitimately afraid whenever something happens.
Yeah,
True.
I think it's just someone's back there kind of screwing around. He thought he was alone. Someone snuck in. He had his headphones on. Couldn't really hear the door open. Someone gets into the back rooms. He starts filming. They decide they're gonna
there
fuck
would
with him a little bit.
The one thing is there would have to be two people because that hallway isn't connected to the bedroom. Like you can,
Maybe it is.
I-
You don't know if it's on.
Why
It
would
could-
they have
I mean,
a
it
door
could
right
be-
there?
Have you seen the blueprints? Have you seen the
It could
blueprints
be
of the house?
staged.
It
One
could-
person in the hallway. I got the homie in the bedroom underneath. I mean, we
could
don't
be.
even see behind the couch. Check it out.
Could
and
be.
if I'm trying to grow my retarded YouTube channel of me gaming why not throw in crap like this?
It worked.
No one else is doing it.
It worked.
You know?
And then there's another video in the, I don't know if it's the same night or whatever, but there it is.
Is there more?
Yeah.
Okay, we got it.
It's a chair footage. Check it out.
That I'm all right, I guess. So, oh, cool. All right. Oh.
Bam.
And the chair moves, bud. So.
Yep. And he's noping
He's
the
like,
fuck out.
fuck this shit.
He's like,
I'm
nope,
out
nope,
here.
nope, 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 nope.
Fuck that, fuck that, fuck that.
Well, that was fun.
Pretty good one.
Yeah, I still, I don't know. See, here's the thing. It does bring to mind the question, what would it take me to say Jay? But
I don't think you'll ever fucking say Jay.
I want to say Jay, though.
I know you want to,
yeah,
but you're too skeptical. And anything you would think of like some way that it could happen logically. And you wouldn't think it to be paranormal at all. Because you're so skeptical.
Well, Martinelli, you
Yes.
you had mentioned a while back ago that your mom and yourself were in the kitchen when you were in your much younger time, and you guys saw something happen to a pot and it moved or something, and you guys were actually pointing zero, but you dismissed it
immediately. But yeah, I mean, here's the thing. It was because I think the element that was different was that I was in the room. And that sort of, because I saw it with my own eyes, something in my brain just went, we didn't see that. That's not possible. And because of that, it was like, it took me, in other words, while it was happening, it was like it was happening right next to me. And while it was happening, it was like I wasn't seeing it. It was like my brain just went, it was something so incredible that it could not possibly be happening, therefore it wasn't.
So therefore, if that was incredulous for you, then a video would... Of course it's
exactly.
Of course.
Well, here's the thing is, I don't think I would have that reaction if I saw something on a screen.
Really?
I think if I saw something on a screen that was good enough to convince me, I might be open to it. It's only when things are happening right in front of me like that I would short circuit. But I also don't think I would have that reaction now.
Oh, okay.
I had that reaction. I think now, partially from having done this show, if I were to see some shit like that, I'd maybe whip my phone out and start filming or do something, or certainly tell you guys about it.
Right.
But that being said, I would like to see something on a video that's okay. I at least that I can explain. Right. I'm not asking for proof of the divine whatever. I'm just saying, wow, I really don't know how they did that. That may be something.
Right.
And I have yet to see that.
Jimmy, what do you think, man?
The first footage of him seeing or not noticing the shit that's happening, I'm gonna have to go with Nay on that. But the chair was a bit convincing.
The chair was more fun. Yeah.
Well,
I like the chair.
So then let me ask you then. I mean, if something like the chair were to convince you, then what's to say that all the other stuff wasn't real too?
God, man.
Well, and to be fair, I don't think he's saying he's convinced.
It's just the angle that in that particular one, you could easily have tied like fishing line.
That's true. That's true. But well, at the same time, you're saying
the go-to skeptic maneuver is always
fishing line. See, anything could happen. Anything could happen. Anything can be staged. I guess if in the day of fucking video today.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you were pretty convinced with the chair, that was kind of creepy, then the other stuff could just as easily have been real as well if you were convinced. So that's all I'm saying.
You want to fight? Is that what the fuck?
I think that's what this is.
Let's touch penises.
It's a sword fight.
Oh, fight!
Damn.
George, what do you
right.
think? Jay or Nay?
Okay. Well, let's see. It was interesting, actually. Granted that this guy is a big video YouTube guy. Why wouldn't he want to have something for ratings? Why wouldn't he, right? So I do kind of agree with that particular angle, saying, hey, he staged this shit for that, right? Secondly, but again with Jimmy, I agree with Jimmy, that chair was interesting, right?
Yeah.
Because it was the infamous fishing string, right? You would have to have, for that force to be applied in that particular manner, you would have to have someone in that direction, right?
Yeah.
And it seemed like there was a wide open room, and it seemed like there was walls there. So how can you pull at that particular angle, having walls there? It had to have someone making that force, making it happen. So that table, the chair was Good. I like that one, man. That was a good one. So I would say it's a semi-J.
Yeah. Soft rubbery J.
Semi-J.
A little flaccid J.
It's not not that hard J. it's the J you get at the strip club.
It's the J that's like
your jeans won't allow it to
semi-limp.
Get all the way up. That's right. It can't bloom properly. Dre, how are we doing on time? Alrighty. Can you dig up some of George's alien pictures?
Oh damn.
Yeah, let's.
All right, it's fine.
Dig them out.
Let me continue. Let me finish with this story then. I was at the Good Geeks headquarters the other day, and met one of the interns there, George. I don't know what this is. Pause it. Dre, don't worry about it. We won't hear it.
You know what it is, motherfucker.
But
bunch of condoms, man.
Bunch of condoms.
I don't know how you got your hands on that.
Bring condoms.
It's Jesus Christ, this is a disaster. But it's I was talking to one of the guys who worked and he apparently, it was fascinating. He apparently has had some fairly interesting alien contacts. Mm-hmm. Isn't that a thing?
The intern?
Yeah. He was telling me. It's funny. He's the guy, and I bring him up because we've mentioned him on the show before, though never by name. We should probably keep his name off the air because I asked him if he wanted to come on, and he said he didn't want to. Yeah, I mean, he said he'd think about it, but then he didn't show up. So fine by me. But now he gets talked about. But we've mentioned him as the guy who Trini Lamelli had to go get from his house to get to work for you guys.
Right.
Was talking to him out back, having a cigarette. Apparently, he's seen many different things up in the sky.
Right.
And he said he has contact with these beings in his dreams. He said that there are these sorts of humanoid aliens that he sees, and that he knows that the people in the dreams are the people on the ships, and he says that they're different from the rest of his dreams because when he has one of these special alien dreams, there's a symbol that they show him, and he was actually going to draw it for me, but I think his break ended finally.
Oh.
But it's no, these guys take long breaks at the Good Geeks.
It's George cracking the whip.
No, are you kidding me?
No.
George cracking the
I'm like,
whip.
you know what? It's about your time to go back to work. How about a frozen burrito?
No, that's or when you finish your third frozen burrito, if you could maybe think about
maybe.
No, but he does.
You want if you feel like it.
If you want.
If you want. If not, it's cool.
Sure, man. If you want, I mean.
Hey, there's piles of stuff to do, but hey, but he does talk about he's one of the guys that has, as far as I personally known, seen a lot of things, and he considers himself a sky watcher.
That's right.
Well,
wow. That's the word he said.
What is
that's
a
the
sky?
word he said.
So he's just somebody that looks into the sky and constantly sees alien stuff.
Well,
or?
According to him, they're up there a lot.
Right.
Really?
Is what he says. He says, I see them all the time. I don't even understand why people say they don't see them. I see them all the time.
What if that's a thing where aliens are hiding themselves from certain people?
That's what George says. George, is that the way it works?
You know what? That's absolutely brilliant, Jay.
I know.
Well,
I know. Well.
Actually, from my understanding,
frequencies.
Yeah, certain frequencies that they emit.
Jimmy's got hidden knowledge.
You're turning me on, bro.
Jimmy's got
Keep talking.
Yeah. He's got a full-on J.
So I got a full-on J.
How big is your throbbing frequency, buddy?
It works in dimensions, bro.
Jimmy, into the mic, buddy. He can hear you.
It works in dimensions.
Good job. Dimensions.
But from what I understand, it's they only appear to individuals that they connect to somehow. Like it's everything isn't just coincidental. You look at a particular place and they appear. It's say here's a weird example. I lost something not too long ago. I think it was my car keys or whatever the hell it was. And I was looking for it throughout the entire house, right? Yeah, I know. Isn't that horrible? And so I figured aliens took it.
Thought the show was tomorrow.
What? Wait, what?
Just kidding.
How
tomorrow?
I had to throw a little alien thing in there. So
nope, that was real. That's really what you thought. Now you're covering it up.
All right, I actually thought it was ghosts. But moving right along. So So, I lost a pair of keys, right? And I was looking through the entire house for about 30 minutes.
How are you not divorced?
So I finally gave up after about 30 minutes.
Baby aliens took them. What do you want from me, babe? Aliens took those shit.
Right? So I after about 30, 40 minutes of looking for it, I finally gave up and said, fuck it. I'm giving up. So I was eating a sandwich, and part of the sandwich fell on the floor, right? Where it fell, it was a little pickle, actually.
It turned out the car keys were up my ass.
Picture the pickle just...
But listen to the moral of the story, guys. Listen. So my little pickle fell off of my sandwich, right? And it fell and it rolled underneath the fridge where my keys were.
Oh.
All right. So in other words, something happens to where things synchronize. So
how did they get? Oh, you have a kid. That's right.
Yeah, I have a kid. And but I would have never thought of looking under the fridge. But hadn't my pickle rolled into that place, I wouldn't have found my keys. So in other words, things are serendip or coincidental things aren't coincidental, man.
Right.
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking. This might not be such a coincidence after all.
Well, what about
it? Might have meant for that pickle to roll under the tape, under the
yeah,
fridge.
or looking up or looking at a certain place. You like a great thing that Mr. Martinelli brings up often is like, hey, I just found a lighter. Blah blah blah. Where I found something.
What about those people that went to the concentration camps?
Did they find lighters too, man?
Was that just supposed to happen to them, or? Is that coincidence?
What does that have to do with anything with the pickle rolling, bro?
What I'm saying.
You're going dark here, man.
No, what I'm saying, I'm saying what you're saying.
Pull it back, bro.
Jimmy, listen, I get that you're being funny, but talking to the mic, would you?
Damn, dude.
I'm saying.
What about 9/11?
What about that?
What about Baskin Robbins?
No, but
they're meant to be here in this studio.
Well, my point is those people on those planes. I mean, why was that meant to happen too? Did the pickle roll onto the plane?
No, he's not saying that everything is.
Well, then why those things and not other things? I would argue 9/11.
I
know. I would argue no. Well, stupid people believe this crap. Is what I'm saying. I would argue 9/11 is more significant, right? So if this is the way reality works, wouldn't it be clearer there than it is with your retarded pickle and your stupid keys and things nobody cares about?
To the most listeners that aren't completely delusional, that would actually make sense, because how would that particular pickle fall in that particular direction? Find the keys that were hidden away from our normal view.
To delusional people, that wouldn't make sense.
But
really?
Listen, you're not picking up the whole moral,
man. That pickle
man.
was supposed to go under that fridge in that moment.
It was an accidental
so that
thing.
I could find, because that's the way the world.
But listen, Alex. But listen. Yes. But what I'm trying to point is, had
listen
that
to
pickle,
my schizophrenia and what the voices in my head tell me.
But listen. I mean, do you guys kind of pick this up?
Bring
had that
random.
Pickle. It's a real random act that actually found what I was looking for tirelessly for 40 minutes.
So were those people on those planes looking for death?
So moving right along.
That's right. That's what I thought.
So that guy, looking up into the sky and seeing a UFO, right? Seeing a UFO, that's probably some sort of synchronicity that occurred. That's all. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Okay,
but when does it stop becoming synchronicity or just chance? And that line, when it starts becoming routine.
Those are great questions,
When it involves pickles and car keys, it's synchronicity. When it involves human beings and their lives, that's, hey, man, I don't know. That just happens.
In other words, what's the moral of the story? Find your pickle, man.
Find your
pickle. And all things will resolve itself.
Did you eat the pickle?
Oh, you know what? I washed it. I ate it.
It works.
Nasty.
Yes. It works.
Dirty pickle.
It works. It's delicious.
All right. Well, if we have any listeners left, thank you for joining into the JAG Radio Show. Jay, where can they find us?
They can find us on Facebook /JAG Radio, on Twitter @JAG Radio 1, on the new Super Audio Network YouTube channel, and George?
JagRadio.com, people.
Jimmy, what are you doing under that console, bud?
It totally looks like you're jacking off, man.
It looks ominous. Jimmy, thanks for coming on, man. Any social media plug, anything like that?
Yeah, Instagram, Ramirez Unlimited. Instagram, Ramirez Unlimited. Thank you, guys.
Love that. For engineer, Dre All Day, George Antonio, special guest Jimmy the Alien Expert, and JD Marcel. I'm Alex Martinelli, reminding all of you to never stop learning.
Hey, what's up? This is JD Marcel from the JAG Radio, and you want to go with goodgeeks.com
for unlimited Wi-Fi.
Unlimited. Now, $200. That's all you got to pay for the best fucking unlimited internet.
Dude, that's fucking device plus 3 months of unlimited service. That means device fucking unlimited Netflix, unlimited fucking music, and fucking
unlimited
drinking and shit.
fucks.
Yeah, unlimited fucks too, man.
Goodgeeks.com.